Hello, and welcome to my creative world here. I've just been fooling around with some slime blocks and pistons, and I've made myself a little piston elevator. It's more of a, it shoots you up rather than lifting you up slowly. So there you go. And then you get taken into this secret rooftop hot tub where you can look out over the balcony. I'll go over quickly how I made this. I'm sure there's other ones out there, and I don't know if this is the best way to do it. But I had fun making it and it's fun to use, so yeah, I'll go over that now. Okay, so now I've stripped it down and we're looking at just the guts of it here, just so you can have a look to see how it looks while you're on it. So you can see it pushes you up, and then the next one launches you as soon as it shoots out. But the first thing before we start building you're going to need to know about slime blocks is the fact that they move any movable block that's around them, because they stick to it. So for example, right now this slime block is touching this piece of wool. So if we power it, it's actually going to pull that piece of wool with it. And the other thing is now this piece of slime is touching this block here. So when we turn it off, it's going to bring them both down. And that's something you're going to need to consider before you build this, because your design is going to need to include blocks that are unmovable, like obsidian, furnaces, note blocks, jukeboxes, any blocks like that. Chests are another one. I don't know how you would add that in there, but just keep that in mind when you're doing this design, and even before you start building this, because it's going to affect the way this works if you don't follow those rules. So let's just quickly set up the first launch pad here, which is going to be a button on there right in front of your eye level, and then you can pop a torch on the back of that. And then this torch is going to power this piece of redstone, which is going to keep this piece of this torch off. And then we're going to run just the redstone back into that piston there. So I'll show you quickly that this one is now all set up. So you pop that button and you get launched. Great. So now the next thing is to set up our next launch pad, which it's going to be the way I have this timed and the height that you get launched. It's actually going to be 4 blocks up and then put your slime. So it's actually going to be 5 blocks from your slime in its down position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, we can't have the slime in that position because you're going to hit your head as you're going up. So we're actually going to need to put it 1 block over. And then we're going to need to have a piston, and that's going to push out so it's ready for us to use when we get up that high. And then one more thing we'll need is going to be the piston that actually shoots us up, which is going to go below this. And the neat thing about, like we just showed you there with slime blocks, is that they move the blocks that they're touching. And as long as this piston isn't extended, it's also going to get pushed because this piston is going to push that slime block, just like that. So now that we have our next launch pad set up, we need to bring a signal up to it, and it needs to be in the right time so that we have time to go up and then get launched. And the other thing we're going to need to make sure we do is these 2 pistons here need to be able to stay in this position, extend out when we need it, and then we need both of them to go back in this position once they're done. And the way we're going to accomplish that is with a 1-tick pulse. But because basically we need, we can't retract these 2 until this piston has also gone down again. To guarantee that, we're just going to use a 1-tick pulse with a piston here. And I'll show you quickly how that works. So you have to have this set to 1-tick delay, so that once this block here gets a signal, it can actually pick it up before this gets pushed up. And the way that a 1-tick pulse works is the power is going to go through this repeater. It's going to power this block, which is going to cause this piston to extend. And during that time that this block has power, it's going to go to this redstone repeater, which is going to power this block here. But once this block gets pushed up by this piston, this repeater here is no longer going to be getting a signal. And I'll show you that here. Let's just pop we're going to pop another piece of wool next to this piston here. And you're going to actually see this whole little piece here in action once I put a torch down. So first what's going to happen is this is going to push out, and then once this block gets power, this piston is going to shoot up as well. But only once, because as soon as this loses power, it extends back down again, putting it in the correct position for when we turn this power off to retract again. And we do actually need a torch there, so I shouldn't have taken that away. And then we need to bring, because we need it in the off position by default, we're going to need to bring a signal to it so we can invert the signal. We're going to just drop this down. Oh, that was correct. So we're going to drop this down here. And all these torches and this repeater are going to cause enough delay for us to get launched up and then for this to extend. So I'll show you that now. We should have this all working. We should get 2 launches now. There you go. And now the next few pieces, as you can see in this design here, are going to be more repeatable. It's just the first one getting off the ground that's not repeatable. So same thing as before. We need to, and now that we have this slime in the correct position, we're going to go 5 blocks up from this one. There we go. And then we're going to set it up exactly the way we had it before. Just easiest to do it like that. So we have something to place our pistons on. If I could aim better. There we go. And then we're going to set it up exactly the way we had it before. I believe, let's have a look there. Perfect. Sorry about all that. A lot of unnecessary wool placing. So yeah, exactly the same way. Repeater, torch, piece of wool. We're going to need our piston right there, and then we're going to need our repeater like that. Perfect. And then to get the signal up here, it's a little bit different. We need a bit more because we're not using as many torches this time. We need a bit more of a delay, which is going to be caused by the repeater right there. And that's going to be, there we go. Oh, I can look at the other one right there actually. So we're going to put a torch here, and we're going to put a torch there, and then we need to power it like that. Okay, so now that I've set that all up, without explaining anything, basically what we can see is happening here is just we need to cause enough delay, and we need to bring the signal up here. So we have this torch powering this block here, and then it follows its way up. This one's set to 4, so that there's enough delay to bring it up to this point here. And now, if we go down to the bottom, we're going to get 3 launches. There we go. And now, because we have that second one set up, we can continue this pattern, and let's do one more, just because I didn't explain that last one as I was doing it as much. So we're going to go 5 blocks up, get rid of all those, put our pistons down. What am I doing here? Go. I don't know what I was doing there. And there we go. There we go. One tick delay on that one there. It's exactly the same as we did the last time there. Repeater set to 4, redstone, torch, and then we need to bring it down the same way we had it. So torch on this block here, and then we're going to put dust there, and then another torch there. And I believe, there we go. So now we should get 4 launches. And after this, I won't do another one because you should be able to get it from now. Uh-oh, I messed something up there. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put the piece of wool on that torch there to actually extend it outward. So now now that we have that, it'll work the way we want it to. Okay, so I hope you have the pattern down now, so that you're able to continue going upward for as long as you want it to go. I haven't tested how high you can make this go. I think I did just one or two more over there. But yeah, just be careful with how high you're going with it. I don't know exactly what will happen once you get even higher than this. But basically, it's all about timing. So if you want to bring up the signal in a different way than this, do it, because there's much more compact ways. I was testing one out over here, but you can see what happens when I get to the top part so far. So if you saw what happened, this slime actually launched before I landed back down on it, because I was actually a little bit higher each time on this one. So it's all about timing. This is the timing that worked, and it seemed to continue to work with the same repeatable pattern. You could get this one to work as well. The annoying thing would just be that you have to time your launches differently each time. So I'd like to stick with this one here so that I can make the pattern go up, and it's easier to remember if you have a pattern that you can repeat. But yeah, I hope you guys are able to make this work for yourselves. It's a lot of fun. The slime blocks are awesome in this game now that they've added them. And I'll just quickly go back over to the other one here so you can see that hot tub one more time. But yeah, and let's go into survival mode, just so you can see that you don't get hurt or anything from this. There you go. But yeah, so there's our secret hot tub entrance with the slime elevator. This is just the way down right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. And I hope you learned something. See ya.